Hello everyone, happy Friday. It is Friday the 15th of May 2026. I hope you're going well. So this week I'm actually recording this a day early just because my husband and I have a funeral to go to, and so we're heading down south to go to a funeral, and so I wanted to make sure I create a video for you so that you could actually still see some creativity as as I normally do on a Friday. So we're going to be working with the scrapbooking workshop kit, currently loving. And always check out the workshop kits because they are really good. I love them. I love the instructions that they provide. And it's really cool. I love them. So there's a few things that are happening at the moment. Obviously the new catalog, the May to August catalog, is available right now, so go and check that one out. Paper Pumpkin, subscribe before the 10th of each month, and the cost of that is $48 per month, and the kit comes straight to your door. And if you subscribe for the first time, you'll get a block included in your kit. So let's start with the currently loving scrapbook workshop kit. So I'm actually working at a different desk today, and using my phone as the recording device. So hopefully everything goes smoothly. So we have the instructions as usual. I might just stand up instead so I can see what I'm doing. Instructions as usual. Cutting out all the papers and stuff. I love these kits. All right, so let's get started. We're starting with this piece here. So, set those ones aside. That's this one and this one that we're working on first. And so with this, it looks like we're going to be chopping out certain aspects of it, but not the whole thing. So we're chopping out this one, and this one. And then we'll be flipping it over and chopping these pieces on a different sheet. Okay, this is going to be a bit trickier. So, oh no, this one's fun. This one's fun. So let's start by chopping down this one. And this one is a 1. So that's 1. And then we're chopping the crumb cake piece. And that is 2. I believe there are leftovers there. And then if I chop this one down, where are we? There. This one. I believe they're our leftover pieces at this point. Now this one here, it's saying to chop down to 3.5 by 5. So 3.5 inches by 5 inches. So it's looking like it's 1/4 inch off each side. So let's start with that one, and then, so this should be 3.5 in the end. And then this one, we'll start by chopping off 1/2 inch. And that needs to end up being 5 inches. Okay. And that is number 2. All right. So if we grab our second piece, we're going to be chopping at 1 inch and then 1 inch. So 2 strips at 1 inch. And because I've got a full sheet, you know what? I think I'm going to... So it's 1 by 8. So I have this one. So, and the paper needs to be that way. So I'm going to utilize this piece. So then I'm not using as much paper. And then I have a full 12 by 12 available. So if I chop that one at 1 inch, I chop another 1 inch. So I still have something left over. These two, we're chopping this down to 8 inches. And that's going to be page 3. And this one we're chopping down to 6 inches. And then 5 3/4 inches. And that's for page 1. All right, so that is all my chopping of those first 2, which ended up being just 1, because sometimes you can actually utilize the pieces as you need. So sometimes with these ones, yeah, you can actually just make it work. So this side, we're starting with this page. And we're doing 4 by 12 inches, 2 of them, and then a 1/2 inch piece. So 4 inches, 4 by 12. Four by 12. They're both page 2. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to wobble. And then 1/2 inch on this one. Is that right? Yes, 1/2. 1/2 and 1/2. There we go. And these are 5 3/4 inch pieces. And they're both for page 1. Yep. So this piece, so this is just 10 inches by 10 inches. So 10 by 10. Page 3. Move number 3 is over this side, I think. And then we've got this one, and we've got 2 1/2 inch strips, and then a 3 by 3. So half, and half. They're both page 2. And then we just want a 3 inch piece, 3 by 3. That's page 3. All right. The next page is the 2-tone crumb cake. The dark, and we're chopping this at 4 1/4. I'm going to just chop this one as well at the same time, 5 1/4. And let's rotate this one to be 7 1/4. And then this one is, so it was 4 1/4 by 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And then this is 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And those are all for page 1. So flip the page over. And we're working on the extra crumb, another piece of crumb cake, and then the cloud cover. So again, we're going to be 10 by 10. There we go. Ten by 10, and that's page 3. And then we're going to chop 1/4 inch off the 10-inch piece. And that, what piece is that one? That's per page 3 as well. All right. Cloud cover. We're chopping at 3 inches. And then, yes, I'm going to chop this at 1/2 inch. So this 1/2 inch piece, we're going to chop at 7 inches. And then going back to the original piece of 3 inches, we're going to chop it down to 3 by 3. So 2 of them. And then this is 1 1/4 inches by 5 1/2. All right, almost there. So we need the petal pink, and we're doing 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Oh, this is the one that always mucks me around a bit, that one. That's page 3. And then we just need our white willow cardstock. And this is 4 1/4. And let's go 4 1/4. Yes. And then we're going to rotate this one. We're just going to do 3 inches by 3 inches. So going back to our 4 1/4 pieces. So this is going to be 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And we're going to do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then this little piece, we're going to chop it 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. And then this one, we're going to be doing 4 1/4. No, 3 1/4. I'm sorry. 3 1/4. 1, 2 of them. And then we want a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, I think that is all the chopping I need to do. Let's see, any others? Nope, that's it. Okay, so I think these instructions are a bit quicker and easier. So the first page, so page 1, the double page layout 1, and then, okay, so the secret C is for page 3, so I'll put them together. And then for pages 2, looks like it's the cloud cover. The cloud cover pieces. So that's page 2. So we'll just put them there and we'll work on page 1. So there's not a lot on this one at all. So this one here, we have oh, I thought there was a longer piece. No, maybe not. No, I feel like there's something missing. What is missing? Where's that piece? Hang on. There seems like there's a piece missing right there. That one. Huh. What have they done? That's a bit... Oh, I know what that is. Oh, that's going to be an adhesive thing or a die cut. There we go. That's what that is. All right, let's go. I was confusing myself. All right, so the petal pink paper for the base plate, A is that one. So that's going to go in there. We're going to have this piece. It's going to have here somewhere. That one's going to go in there. That one's going to go there somewhere. And then we have some adhesive pieces. So project 1, let's pull our project 1 pieces out. This one. And I think all the rest are other projects. So that's good. This one. We've got this green leaf. Project 1. This is project 1. And another leaf over here. Flower. and flower. I think they are all the Project 1 pieces now. And then we have our adhesive pieces. All right, instructions. That one. All right, so let's start by adhering this one down. We've got our seal that's just finished. So make sure when you change your adhesive, make sure you pull all the little goober bits out. So let's move that up a bit. It's a bit more center there, I think. Because I'm looking at this piece and going, well, that's overlapping a fair bit. And I actually want to make sure that that doesn't sit right over the top of it. So I think I'm going to try and, I'll either just glue the edge, the small edges, which I think I will, and then I can actually slot the photo in. So I've only got the glue in that section there. So then I should be able to, oh no, I don't want that side at all, do I? Sorry, hang on. I want to take the glue off that one, that side. I just want it on one edge and that's it. Because the rest of it's going to go on the photo. So you can't, for the seal, you can actually just sort of rub it off, which is helpful when you make a mistake like that. Okay, there we go. So then I can pop that one down there, and then the photo can definitely go underneath. So that's all good. And then you've got the leaves. And so for these ones, I'm going to pop them down there, but I'm only going to glue the top ones so that I can still slip the photos underneath. So that one can go down there. So I've got no glue on this one, glue on those two and those two, and no glue on any of the others. So that should be okay. And if you want to, you can also put your photo mat in place, which is that one there. So I'm going to do a tiny bit of tacky glue there. Just a tiny weeny bit. And then this one is, which one's this one? A 3x3. Yeah, 3x3. So let's pop that one on as well. Okay, so you know where the photos are going to go. And then we have this piece, which can actually sit over a bit here. That's sort of about there. I think I just realized what I've done. So I need this strip here is meant to go across there. But I don't want this section sticking down on my photo. So I did have, where did I have that? I had my embossing buddy around. So a good way to not let the glue stick on your piece, so on this piece, so I don't want the glue to be sticking probably from about there. So this can put a bit of paper powder on there, which means it should take away some of the sticky, a fair bit of the sticky stuff. Okay. And I've just realised that's a bit too low than where I want it to be. This piece is just going to slot up, hopefully. And I can pop that one down about there. Okay, so I can still slot my photo underneath. You can see that. And this one can overlap slightly. Just get rid of the extra powder that I've got going around. And then, all right, so we've got our circle, our flower. So we want a flower. We want the circle. So we want to probably pop that one flat, but not gluing it down on this piece, this side, because we still want to write on that one. So when I put that there, and then the flower, we can pop there, because again, there's actually room for us to pop the photo underneath. So none of that is stuck down, so you can still stick your photo on. And then we have this piece, oops, so again, I want to do a bit of glue on that side, pop it underneath our photo, our flower. Yep. And a tiny bit on this edge. Oh, no, not on that edge, because again, I wanted to stick my photo down, don't I? I really should just have photos ready to go, but, you know, that's not me. I don't do that. And then you've got an adhesive piece, which is problematic because you want it to sort of sit there, but you still want to pop your photos underneath. So if you want to keep it with that, you either need to grab your photos, or the other option is you get your embossing buddy out and you try and just do the top part of the top part of the adhesive, and then and that side. And then you should be able to just pop that right there, and it shouldn't stick down. So that's still up, that's still up. And that's still up. And I think that is pretty much done, except for the letter, the number, which I haven't put on. Oh, let's just put it on. I don't know what the 3 means, but you know. What have they got in the instructions? Yeah, I don't know. That's okay. And so, yeah, so that is done for that particular page. Oh, not that one. That doesn't go there. So that's, and so we've got space to put, we can pull all of this up and replace it with photos when we're ready. So that's page number 1. All done. Well, the first of page 1. Okay, page 2. So this time, because we've already done this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and line these up. And then we can glue our strip down, because that strip is going down first. Where are we there? There we go. Hopefully that's straight. All right, so we have that. We have this piece. We have our little green strip that needs to go here somewhere. And then you've got day in the life. That goes about there. All right, so let's glue these bits down. So I think it's probably about there. This green strip. It's not working on photos just at this point. And then day in the life. About there. Oh, day. Go further down. Then we have our leaves. Oh, it looks like we should have an extra lot of leaves. We do, because they're going to be, okay, so they're the ones that are up there. And then I think it's those two. Again, we've got one side needs to be not sticky. Because I've got my photos. And I also want to slip that one just underneath. Okay, so let's get our photo mats out. We've got that one, and then that one. So they're meant to be over the top of the strip. However, I'm wondering whether I pop them up a tiny bit higher. Maybe the day can slip down a tiny bit. There we go. Let's pop him there. This one is going to be even with them and just about there. Then I have this piece, which is actually back towards this side of the page a bit. Maybe not that much, about there. And then we have our little photo mats. Just that one, and that one. Oh, I don't want too much glue. What am I doing? And then we have this piece, which is going to go in the center of that circle. We have our flower and our leaves. So our leaves can go there, so we don't have to worry about not gluing them down. They can all go straight down. And then we have our flower Oops, I think they're a bit low. I want them a tiny bit higher. Because then that one can sit in the middle like that. So, got day in the life. We'll go 10, which can probably sit about there. And then we have this piece, which is actually meant to go around there. So I really won't just do, oh, because that's actually there too. I think this one's going to go all over because I might add some, I think I'm going to do some dimensionals on that one. Where's my dimensionals going here? So, needs to sit in there. So I pretty much just want to put some dimensionals right in there. Just like that. So that is our next page done. So there we go. There are those 2 pages all done. Let's go with our next one. So one of the things that you want to make sure that you're doing is ensuring that you do actually have your places for the photos. All right, so let's pull out project 2. That's the next one we're doing. Project 2, and then let's get rid of this one. Project 3. That's all project, the one bit out. But I also need to pull out these circles. And this is all for project 3, these ones. Then project 2. 3. There's going to be a lot on project 3. Oh, I forgot a project 1. There's some more leaves. Oh no. Okay. So the adhesive ones that I did were actually wrong. Whoopsie. Okay, so that's all the pieces in that one. All right. That one. Let's move that one over there. So there are all those pieces. Okay. So project 2. I want that one and that one. And then if we look on the other side, it's going to be on the opposite side. So we've got the 2 pieces of green, so we might do those 2 at the same time because we can. So let's do that one. And then we have our little strip as well. So this one, it won't matter which side I do it on at the moment. Once I start assembling, it'll matter. Oops. Oh no, stop, stop, stop. Okay. And then our little strip as well. Okay. Let's go back to this page. Not that it really matters, they're exactly the same. All right. So we have our little floral piece, our scallop piece, our family, got a couple of leaves, but I don't think I need them because they're, yep, all in that one. All right. So scallop piece first. About there. Then we'll do our floral piece. There, and then we have, now I think all of these are the same or close to, not quite, that's not, I think that's the piece we're writing on. There we go. We've got 2 of these, so one's going to be there, one's going to be sort of overlapping. Sounds like a parcel to me. Yep, some parcel to me. Just have a look. Oh, that's the piece I want. So let's go with this one first. We're going to glue that one down. So it's sort of about there. And we're going to glue this one underneath. And then this one, actually I'm going to glue about there. Again, we can lift that up, and I've already got a bit of glue on that one. So that's those 2. And then we've got on this day, and then a date, and then we have our little, so this is actually our journal piece. So our journal piece can probably go about there. We've got the green piece, and then we've got the on this day, and then family. I think that's it for this page. And so I've still got a piece underneath there, so you can lift that one up. So that's our next page done. So that's pretty, that was a pretty quick one. And then we work to this side, this one. And this one is a fairly simple one again. Like they're all really quite simple. It's nice. We've got that piece over there. That's over there. And that one's there. What else have we got? Oh, I've got a couple of flowers and stuff that we need to put on. Are they those ones? It's those two. Okay. All right, let's do our photos first. So I've got 3 of them. These are our photo mats. So I've got this one, which is going to go about there, about there, and then about there. And our 3 photo mats. Where are we? There we go. Oh, they're the wrong ones. 3x4? Did I cut one wrong? I cut one wrong. That one, it's not the right size, I don't think. Oh, what have I got? No, that's not quite right. Oh dear. Hang on. Just hold please. Where is, I've got a bit of white willow I should be able to use if I can't use something else. What size is that one? Ha, there we go. Alright, so should be, because I think that must be, oh, that's the wrong one, this one. That must be 3. Yeah, I did 3. There we go. All right, so 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Try that. That's better. Oops. Okay, that's okay. So where was I putting that one? That one there. All right. Whoopsie. Thankfully, there was enough cardstock that I could actually redo. All right, so we have our little flowers, so our leaves and then our flowers. So some glue on them. And this one. Oops. Where's my glue? Where's my glue? And this one's going down here. It's probably a bit low down this side, but that's okay. We work with what we've done. That one can go there. And that one is just going to have a bit of glue on the bottom side. So still on the bottom side, but I can still get my photo underneath for all of that, I hope. Yes, I can. Then this piece over here, so I need to just trim that little bit off, I think. Obviously didn't cut it quite straight. There we go. Okay, so I've got this piece, so let's glue this one down. And then we have our crumb cake piece. We have our journal piece. Just going to go about there. And then we want our today was. And we need our flower and our leaf. So that one and that one. Like that. Okay, so that is our second project 2. Okay, so one more to go. One more double page layout to go. So for this one, so we have lots of circles, but okay, all right. So we might need to just work out, divide these up so we know what's what. So we've got our 2 pieces. That and that. And then that one goes on there. 2 strips. I think that one's there. I think that one must be there. Oops. Oopsie. Let's get rid of this adhesive piece. Oh! Yeah. That one's going to go there once I fix that one up. That one. That one. Yep. So, nope. Just working out what else I need. No. Where's the other flower? Oh, it's an adhesive one. There we go. Oh, and our photo mat. I think. Oh, and then that one. I think that's it for that page. This page, we have that one, those 2. We've actually got photos underneath. So this one's going to be a bit trickier to assemble and have done. That bit goes. Because they're all our photos. There's 4 photos. Oh, okay. So that goes on that piece as well. And then the florally pieces. That one. Oh, the flower. Some individual leaves. Yeah. Okay. On that one there. All right. I think I have the pages sorted. I think. I hope. All right. We'll work on this first one. So let's just bring them on there. This one needs to go in the center. In the center. And then we have our 3 circles there. So let's go with there, and about there, and about there. And then we have our photo mat, which is going to go about there. Then we have our strip, which I'm going to put down the bottom of that piece so that then I can still put the photo on because it's overlapping slightly. We have a piece of cloud cover that's about there. We've got the circle, this circle that comes here, so that sits about there. You've got the beautiful, that sits about there. You've got you, beautiful you. And then we have some leaves, which is going to go about there, I think, from what I can gather. The flower from our adhesive sheets goes about there. And I haven't put down the 2 circles down here. So let's pop them in. So it should actually be higher, but I'm going to try and keep with the height of where I have the other circles. This one needs to go a tiny bit higher, I think. And that one needs to have gone over further, because I think it's meant to be the 3 of them together, similar to that. That's okay. And that one is going to go about there. We have a little petal pink date. And then we have the little strip here. So this one, and then this one. So we've actually got this one here is meant to go across the crumb cake piece. So a hint is probably just stick it onto the crumb cake piece then you can just trim off the excess like that. And then that piece can actually just stick straight down onto the bottom, onto the base. And then that is the page 3A. Let's do this next one. So this next one's going to be a bit trickier because we're yeah, it's the photos are actually underneath these circles, so working that out might be a bit tricky. So let's see if I can work that out. So that goes in the middle like that. And where are my instructions gone? There they are. So okay, so our last page is a bit of a trickier one. So this needs to glue down, but I also need to be able to get photos into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots. So this could be a page where you don't actually glue anything down until you have to. So I think I'm probably going to leave this one floating a bit because I need to put the photos in, but I can still put in these pieces, or these 3 pieces. So let's do that. So so we're just going to cover that hole with that one. We're going to do a couple of cloud cover pieces. Blue. And then this one here is below this one, yes. Yeah, so this one I think you need to not stick stuff down too well. You want to do the front part. We want to do the front bit, but we don't want to put any photos in at the moment. So photos are still going to go in these places. So that one and that one. So what if I go like that? Hang on. I have an idea. Okay, so that one, that one, that one, and that one. So that one. That one. Okay, so that's where the photos are going to go. But I've actually stuck it down onto the base piece. And then we've got this piece here. So I can glue that down mostly. because again, I don't want to cover up the photo up the top. I've got this piece, which is meant to go underneath. And you can actually do some pokey tool stuff on these, but I'm just not going to. And you've got this piece here, which can sit in there. And you've got a couple of leaves. So, oops, let's use them. So I'm going to use that on there. This flower is going to be sort of about there, so it's not actually sitting on there. A little, oh, is it that one? No, it's not. It's picture perfect, that's what that is. So there we go, picture perfect. And then we've got some other little leaves. Because they can all sit underneath this piece, oops, sorry, I can glue that all down. Where are you? There you are. There's a little hole, and that one, and then we've got memorable milestones. And create joy. So create joy, memorable milestones, and so then we get our piece of secret C, making sure it's the same side. Yes, it is. That's good. We're going to glue this piece onto there. Oopsie. Glue that one on there. This one is actually just going to sit there until we can get a chance to find the photos. And then we have our, oh, where are we? There we go. We have our little circly pieces. So you probably want to chop about there. And you can sit over there. So there we go. They are, I've got the currently loving scrapbook workshop kit. So you've got pages the 3 pages. You've got your 2s. And then you've got your 1. So that is the gorgeous, currently loving scrapbooking workshop kit. Check out all of the scrapbooking workshop kits. They are pretty amazing, all of them. So go and check them out. I think there's going to be a bit of a change, which coming up, but grab these ones while you can, because you've still got so many pieces left over in the kit. So I've got all of those bits left over, plus adhesive sheet as well. So I've got lots of pieces still left over in my kit that I can use on other projects. And look, I've even got a set of leaves that I should have used. So check them out and grab them now. I have a retreat happening on the 12th to the 14th of June. I still have a few spots available, so I'd love you to join me for that. The cost is $290. You do your own food catering, so it's a bit different to what I normally do, but everything else should be very similar. I also, and my retreat in October is pretty much full now. So June is the only retreat I have left for this year. And then I have a couple of retreats booked for next year already. So I've got those dates coming up. I also, on the 30th of May, I have the Sunset Coast Creative Escape as well. So you can check that out on my Facebook page. The cost of that is $60. You get a pack of designer series paper and enough cards to make 20 cards? 5 cards. I'm not sure. Have a look at the details. They're all online. 10 cards, I think. Yes, 5 different designs. And you can make them your own as well. That's it for now. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you again next time. I'm hoping I'll be here live, but you never know with my life. Things change from week to week at the moment. So yes, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.